UFC Twitter takeover, Ryron and Rener. You guys, when we had to choose the best, our top selection for choke of all time, we had no choice but to go with the first ever choke in UFC history. UFC 1, Denver, Colorado, November 12, 1993, Uncle Royce against Ken Shamrock.
When Royce stepped in the Octagon, everybody had this feeling of, this guy's in trouble. Especially facing Ken Shamrock.
Well, you look at the guy.
Solid looking guy. Royce in the gi, oh my. 57 seconds later, everybody thought, hold on. Boom, what just happened right there? They didn't understand what happened, but they saw that Royce won. And then from that moment forward, jiu-jitsu, just jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu, jiu-jitsu.
And at the top of the list of people who did not understand what happened was Ken Shamrock. So the fight begins in classic Royce Gracie fashion. He has his fight stance, he has his hand out measuring the distance. Why is he doing this?
He wants to make sure he's out of range.
Why is Royce doing this?
To make sure he's out of range?
Yes.
He wants to be safe. He's not trying to exchange punches.
Royce became very well known for this posture. One hand very far, one hand very close. You guys, if you're going to be boxing someone, you tighten your hands up, you step in, you stay in the pocket, you block, you cover, you protect. Royce is not worried about any pockets. Royce is worried about making sure he's at least 2 arms away from his opponent at all times. And this was a reoccurring theme in all his fights in the UFC, because at this distance, I know you can't punch or kick me. And if you take one step forward, I can make sure I keep my distance right here. Very intelligent distance management.
But I'm Royce. And I know you can't hit me.
You're Royce.
I'm Royce, and I know you can't hit me.
You guys should tell that he's Royce. Number 1, by the fact that he's wearing the gi. Number 2, that my muscles are as big as Ken's. Okay?
Correct. So Royce is away from punches, but Royce knows that he can reach Ken's knee with this front, boom, zone, and then Royce shoots in.
Beautiful shot, perfectly entry time, but Ken has a nice sprawl. He stuffs it right here, boom, he sprawls straight down. Royce's head is exposed on this side, so right away to neutralize the sprawl, he goes to peek out here, boom. And ideally here, he would let go of this and take the back at this point, come on up. That's what he wanted to do, go back. But Ken, at this exact moment, Ken began to make a motion to mount with this leg, nullifying Royce's corner turn ability right here. But Royce was even cleverer. His other hand came inside, shucking off my leg right here, and then he circled, pressured the head, and he got up. And then he stood up, and they ended up in a clinch right here, standing up. Nice exchange, nice grappling exchange right there on both sides.
So although he didn't get the takedown, he got what?
Clinch.
Got the closeness.
So in Royce's mind, he's thinking, man, I got to pull this beast to the ground so that we're not just flying on standing up. Royce's philosophy is simple. Take the shark, drag it to the sand, let it flop and flip and flop and flip and flop and flip, and once it exhausts, then chop it up or do whatever.
So right now we're not in the sand yet.
Yes, but he wants to pull him to Royce's sand, which is the ground here. Boom. And now he's got you, okay, where he wants you. At this point, what's Ken thinking? Ken's excited.
Ken's excited, but he also wants to create space to attack.
Right, so he's punching a little bit. Royce is doing a great job. Punch block series, stage 1, head control, distance management here, 100%. Everything's perfect. So he's controlling the distance, boom. Then Ken stands up, boom, starts to stand up, and starts to plan what he did to Pat Smith in his previous fight. Ken Shamrock's first fight was against Pat Smith, and he won how? With the leg lock. He throws the legs over, he lays down, he catches here, he locks, and he rips the heel, messing up Pat's knee right there.
That's why Ken is so amazing, because Ken does not wait.
Yes.
He just goes for the submission.
I'll do it
and
when I want.
He did that on Royce, he tried.
Yes. But Royce has read that book before. So
Royce has been foot locked a few times before.
A few thousand, 100,000 times. So when he stood, and plus he watched Ken's fight with Pat.
Correct.
So we're not going to lie and say that wasn't an advantage for Royce to see Pat do the leg lock in the previous round. So he stood up, and here's the crazy part. Ken would like to fall, and Royce stayed. It didn't happen. Ken fell, and Royce took advantage of the momentum.
Royce is sticky. He's a little too sticky.
A little sticky is a good word. So he stood up as he sat down. Boom. Then Royce goes with them. He went with them. It was amazing. Lay back down. Let's talk about how you actually go with someone like that. Because if you have the hand on the neck, it's really easy. If you have a gi, like a gi sparring, it's very easy. But show us how, even without necessarily grabbing a neck, this pressure squeeze and the core can make you go. So if I just like lay down, look at that. He didn't even grab anything. It's just a connection.
I held his wrist right here.
Show with no hands. How amazing. You can do this. So if I lay down and I start to go here, look, he just uses his momentum and tight core to connect. There was never an open book. The book went from closed to closeder.
Correct.
That's not a correct language.
It's okay, they understand it. That's all that matters.
So right here, what happened? Right away, Ken's thinking, I still want this leg right here. Royce's knee ends up on his chest. Ken starts trying to isolate the leg right here and trying to bring his leg in and trying to lock. Royce has a knee, and this is where Royce starts striking at Ken right here. Beautiful use of strikes, because at this point, Royce is not striking to win the fight. Royce is striking to distract his opponent and advance to a better position of control.
Well, Royce's main focus is not losing his balance.
Yes.
Staying on top position.
So Ken is here fighting for this leg right here. Royce, pump, pump, pump. And then eventually, Royce does just sprawl to the side, like this, open his knee a little bit. Boom. And then Ken is able to trap this leg, and once it starts to get up, he's holding Royce's inside leg. He's trying to turtle at all costs.
He's trying to knock Royce down.
And this is where it surfaces the difference between, shoot fighting and Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. The idea that Ken was not comfortable on his back at all.
Correct.
And that's when you're not comfortable on your back,
you give your back.
Let's do it one more time, because that was really good.
When you're not comfortable on your back, you give your back.
To the enemy. So Ken right here is thinking, I cannot be here half guard. Forget that. So he started turtling up right here at all costs. Halfway through the get up, Royce's hand sneaks in, locks it up,
and then
tucks it in. And that's where we got our introduction to one of the first Brazilian taps in UFC history.
What do you mean Brazilian tap?
The tap where you tap and you hold.
So I squeeze, you tap, I let go,
and you try to keep fighting.
And I say, hey, you tapped.
And what's crazy is
and the world sees it.
Ken's not Brazilian, he's American. And he used the Brazilian tap on a Brazilian. What an interesting thing. And this reoccurs several years later in a breakdown we may talk about today, or may not, but we're not going to tell you any more hints regarding what's coming. But the bottom line is, Ken made the tap, there's a little confusion right there, he's trying to keep fighting, you see the ref and Royce arguing, and then the fight was over, he acknowledged it was a done deal. Royce said to Rener, what do we love about this choke? Why is this choke the one at the top of the list? Besides the fact that it was the first one, why do we love it?
It's amazing how Royce choked him with not the perfect back position.
Right, it's like this angled back mount, no hooks. Traditionally you have two hooks, put your hooks. Traditionally you have two hooks like this, and you're inside, you have great back connection, then you shoot a choke separately. That's the correct order of operations. For Royce to have seized the open neck opportunity without having his hooks intact, you're a little bit jumping the gun. But guess what? When you're Royce's level and you're like a snake wrapping its prey, you're allowed to jump the gun and take advantage of any opportunity you see, because it may not come again.
So come to think of it, it might have been the perfect opportunity. It was perfect.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true.
It worked out perfectly.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. And what do we take from this? Learn to get comfortable on your back. So you don't give your back out of desperation of escape, and then get choked from the side, turtle position, by someone like Royce.
So this is the first rear naked choke in UFC history, and it's obviously not the last.
Oh yeah.
The rear naked choke is the #1 most applied submission in all of UFC history.
All 20 years, #1. It went on to become the #1 submission of all time, and rightfully so. Largely because people are so uncomfortable on their backs that they want to get up at all costs.
Ken lost because Ken was uncomfortable.
Yes.
Today, fighters are losing because they're pressured
they have
to get up. Even though they're comfortable on their backs, they want to be off their backs and they want to win.
Yes, so I would say
playing the game.
Yes, so the only reason we're suggesting this now is because for our viewers out there, when you watch these fights, don't think that turtling immediately to your knees and getting choked or from behind or giving your back to the enemy is the right self-defense fight strategy. It's a strategy that is necessary. But if you got in a fight tomorrow and you ended up on the bottom of the fight, what would be most important? Connect, manage the distance, manage the damage, stay close, let your partner burn out, and if a civilian comes by and breaks the fight up and no one gets beat up, if two people fight and nobody wins, who wins? You do. You guys. For this Gracie giveaway, we're giving away any Gracie gi in the Gracie store. Go to GracieLifestyle.com, choose any gi you want, just tell us which one you want. Hashtag Royce Choke is the hashtag so we can identify your tweet, and tweet this video link with that hashtag as well as your gi selection. We have mini gis.
This is the one that you want. This is the Helio 100.
Turn around.
October 1st, it's done. We're going to be done selling it.
Eddie Gracie, 100 years Eddie Gracie. We started selling it October 1st, 2013, and it's done October 1st, 2014.
This year, right now.
After that, it'll never sell again, you guys. There are many selections, but we both agree we're not going to argue with each other. Although when the camera is finished, we might choke each other for other fun reasons. You have to choose the Eddie Gracie 100. It's the dopest gi we've ever put out.
Even if you choose it and put it in a bag and store it.
Inside here, Eddie Gracie's professional record and a mouthguard pocket. So every time you grab your mouthguard, you look at this and you remember what? Where it all came from. Much respect. Leave a comment on this video. Let us know which gi you want. Eddie Gracie HG100 or any other gi that you might be in love with. GracieLifestyle.com. You guys, we have 2 more Gracie breakdowns for today. And would it be fair to say that they're amazing?
Yes. If you're involved, they're amazing.
Dang. We'll be announcing all Gracie giveaway winners tonight on Twitter after UFC Fight Night. Don't miss it, live on Fox Sports 1.
I've been watching martial arts since I was a boy from Bruce Lee. I had friends who actually studied with the Gracies many years ago, so when my wife had mentioned, hey, the Gracies are putting on this bulletproof camp, it was kind of a no-brainer. My kids are in Taekwondo, they're familiar with martial arts, so we felt this was going to be a good fit for them to have some fun because they enjoy that, but also to take something very valuable away from the masters of Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, who better to train our kids?
Would you rather get in one fight? Would you rather get in one fight to fight one time, or get bullied for the rest of your life? Fight one. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. It just matters that you defended yourself. You stood up for yourself. That's the important part.
We've experienced a little bit of bullying at school, and one of the things that I was very impressed with is not only identifying that this program identifies what is bullying, who are bullies. Your best friends could be bullies. Your brother or sister can be a bully.
Your hand, push it, shove it. Nice, now you talk to him. What do you say? Push him again. Nice, now put your hands up for the fight. Hands up, hands up. Now when he punches you, you're gonna tackle his legs. Go punch him. Punch him, punch him. Cringe the legs. Go, tackle. Tackle him. Yes, now mount. Beautiful.
Just the confidence of a couple simple moves to get him on the ground and to say, I was serious when I used those words of stop bullying me, and you didn't listen, so now we're on the ground and we're grappling.
Vanessa Casillas, Vincent Davis, and Will Bell. Come on up, please. Congratulations. Good job.
We're here at the Gracie Bullyproof camp, and this is amazing. My children, they love it. My family, we're totally getting involved in this, and my my daughters are asking for this. We're getting closer as a family. They're getting more confidence, and the cool thing is, as they're learning to play with me, their dad and their mom, they're learning skills that are going to protect them for life, and that is just so amazing. You guys are really wonderful. You're amazing. Thank you so much for doing this. We're happy to be here. Thank you.